So where does this journey begin? With the hive, of course. Right at the heart of beekeeping is the hive, your bee's new home. Positioning is key. You want a sunny spot with good airflow. Bees love the morning sun, it gets them up and buzzing. Easy access is also crucial as you'll be visiting frequently for inspections and maintenance. Now, you might not realize it, but location can mean the difference between a thriving colony and a struggling one. A quiet spot with minimal disturbance is ideal. Bees aren't big fans of loud noises or heavy foot traffic after all. And don't forget about insurance. Whether you're in the heart of the city or out in the country, arranging insurance for beekeeping is vital. It's all about protecting yourself, your bees, and your neighbors. Once the hive is set up, it's time to welcome the star of the show, the bees. The arrival of the bees is an exciting moment for every beekeeper. This is the moment when the hive starts to buzz with life, literally. When the bees first arrive, they're introduced to their new home with care. It's crucial to make sure they feel comfortable and safe in their hive, which will soon become a bustling hub of activity. The process of introducing bees to the hive is pretty straightforward. It's all about creating an environment that will help them thrive. This includes ensuring the hive is clean, well-ventilated, and free from pests. The hive should also be placed in a location with plenty of sunlight and access to fresh water and diverse flora. Remember, a happy bee is a productive bee. Once the bees are settled in, it's all about maintaining optimal conditions. Regular checkups are essential to ensure the colony is healthy and the queen bee is laying eggs. And just like that, the journey of beekeeping has begun. Spring is the start of the active season for bees. The first rays of the sun, the blooming of flowers, and the buzzing of bees signal the commencement of a lively period in the beekeeping calendar. Spring is when the hive starts to hum with activity, and we, as beekeepers, must match their pace. One of the first events you might witness during this period is swarming, a natural phenomenon where a queen bee leaves the hive with a large group of worker bees to establish a new colony. It's a sight that can be both fascinating and a bit daunting. But don't worry, swarming is a healthy sign of a thriving hive. Next, you may encounter something called supercedure. This is when the worker bees decide to replace their current queen, either because she's not performing up to par or because she's nearing the end of her lifespan. The workers will raise new potential queens, and the first one to emerge will take over the throne, so to speak. Spring is also the time for building up the colony. Worker bees are busy gathering nectar and pollen, while the queen bee is laying eggs to ensure the population growth. It's a ceaseless cycle of activity that's as rhythmic as it is beautiful. As we transition from spring to summer, the hive continues to buzz with life. This is the time when you'll start taking your bees to harvest. It's a careful process that requires precision and patience. You'll need to super up or add extra boxes known as supers to your hive, giving the bees more room to store honey. And then, as the leaves start to turn and autumn rolls in, it's time to reap the fruits of your labor. The honey-filled supers are ready to be collected, a sweet reward for all the hard work both you and your bees have put in. So there you have it. From spring to autumn, the life of a beekeeper is filled with excitement and anticipation. As summer and autumn roll in, it's time to reap the fruits of your labor. The sweetest part of beekeeping, quite literally, is the honey harvest. It's the culmination of months of hard work, both from our buzzing little friends and from us, their caretakers. But how do we get from bees to bottles? Let's find out. Harvesting honey is a delicate process, one that requires care and precision. The first step is to locate the frames in the hive that are full of honey. We're looking for frames where the honeycomb cells are capped with wax, an indication that the honey is ripe and ready for extraction. But remember, always leave enough honey for the bees to feed on during the winter. Once the frames are identified, they are carefully removed from the hive. The wax capping is then sliced off using a heated knife, revealing the golden treasure within. This process is known as uncapping. The uncapped frames are then placed in a honey extractor, a device that uses centrifugal force to spin the honey out of the comb. The honey is collected at the bottom of the extractor, from where it's strained to remove any remaining wax particles. The result? Pure, unadulterated honey. But the work doesn't stop there. The honey is then analyzed for its quality, checking factors like water content, color, and flavor. This helps determine the type of honey, whether it's wildflower, clover, or something else entirely. With the honey safely extracted, it's time to deal with the aftermath. The used frames, now devoid of honey, are returned to the hive. The bees will clean up any remaining honey and begin the process all over again. And what about the different types of honey? Well, some beekeepers produce comb honey, which is honey still in its original wax cells. Others prefer granulated or creamed honey, which is honey that has been processed to control crystallization. Post-harvest, the hive needs a thorough inspection to ensure everything is in order. It's crucial to check for any signs of disease or pests and to prepare the hive for the next season, because when it comes to beekeeping, the work is never truly done. But the reward? A jar of your very own home-harvested honey. Sweet, isn't it? Once the honey is harvested and packaged, it's time to market it. Marketing your honey is all about showcasing its natural, wholesome goodness. And how do you do that? By telling a story, your story. Every jar of honey is a testament to your dedication, your work, and your love for bees. So let your honey's branding reflect that. Use labels that highlight your honey's unique qualities, like its floral sources or if it's raw and unfiltered. You can also reach out to local stores, farmers markets, and even online platforms to sell your honey. Remember, the key is to connect with your customers and let them know the value of your product beyond just its sweetness. Now let's talk about overwintering bees. As the seasons shift and the cold months loom, it's time to prepare your bees for winter. This involves reducing the hive entrance to keep out cold drafts and pests, and providing proper insulation to maintain a stable temperature inside the hive. Next, you'll want to make feed mixes. When natural nectar sources are scarce, these mixes serve as a lifeline for your bees. Typically, a simple syrup made of white sugar and water does the trick. It's like a sweet, energizing drink that helps your bees stay healthy and strong during the winter months. Storing this sugar syrup requires careful attention. It should be stored in a cool, dark place and in containers that are airtight and clean to prevent fermentation and contamination. Remember, overwintering is a crucial phase in beekeeping. It's about providing your bees the care and support they need to survive the winter and emerge in spring ready to start the cycle anew. So there you have it. From marketing your honey to overwintering your bees, each step is a testament to the intricate and rewarding journey of beekeeping. As the cold months pass and spring arrives, the cycle of beekeeping begins anew. So, that's the journey of a beekeeper in a nutshell. We've traveled together from positioning the first hive to the intricate dance of spring, summer, and autumn, the seasons mirroring the life of a bee colony. We've seen the arrival of the bees, their swarming and supersession, the building up of the colony, and the thrilling moment of taking the bees to harvest. We've tasted the sweet rewards of our labor in the form of honey, and navigated the complexities of extracting and analyzing the fruits of our diligence. We've dealt with the aftermath, inspected the hive post-harvest, and even dipped our toes into the world of marketing honey. We've prepared our bees for the winter and eagerly awaited the spring start. We've experienced the challenges and the rewards, the setbacks and the triumphs. As you see, beekeeping is not just about honey. It's a journey of learning, patience, and a deep connection with nature. So why not start your own beekeeping journey today?